I have a question.
Okay, so who else has a question? Wait, Chris first and then Dan.
Okay.
You mentioned ARCs, non-reader copies. How often do you get ARCs from local publishers?
So ARCs from local publishers.
Local publishers. Wow, this is a. How do I say this delicately? No, because because the United States, for example, has a very organized system for giving review copies to book bloggers and journalists, etc. So that's very organized and it's very set, and it's been set for several years, if not, decades. But I think giving review copies to bloggers in the Philippines, I think that's relatively new.
Yeah.
So I do receive review copies from Philippine publishers, but it's not done the same way that I don't interact with Filipino publishers the same way I interact with American publishers, because American publishers will be the ones to approach the blogger. They will email the blogger and say, hi, I've read your blog and I think that you would be interested in this or that. Are you interested? Please, if you are, please send us your mailing address, etc. With Filipino publishers, it's more, well, in my experience, it's more establishing a relationship with the editors or the writers or like the managers of the publishing houses, establishing a relationship with them, and then when they have something new, they bring it up during conversations. Like, oh, we're releasing this month, and it just floats there. So naturally, okay, then I express interest. Oh, that sounds interesting, and so it just it's like. It's very Filipino, I think.
Yeah.
It's never direct.
Never direct.
It's never blatant. It just sort of, like a bubble. It's just it's very fragile and delicate. But yeah, so that would be the difference. I think in the Philippines, it's really more personal and implied, whereas if you're talking about the UK, Canada, the US, it's very organized. It's this vast machine that you're part of.
I just want to clarify something. Well, first, me, I don't get because no one knows me here in the Philippines, so that's okay. But two, no, I want to clarify. There are no ARCs here. Well, ARC stands for Advanced Reader Copies, because you have to understand the way the publishing industry works. In the US, Twilight will have a print run of 1 million copies, and then will print an ARC on a lower number, which is like 1,000. For reviewers. Now, the problem here with the Philippines is our print runs are low. So, the print run of my book is 1,000. So, for me to do a smaller print run, kasi the minimum of offset printing usually it's 500. 500 is pushing it na. They recommend 1,000 minimum. So, it's impossible as a publisher to feasibly come up with an ARC. Now, you can ask for reviewer copies, which is either one, when the book's out na, pahingin ng kopya para review, or two, they'll give you the file, the electronic file that they send to the printer, which might have mga typos pa. So, to clarify lang, it's impossible really here for Filipino publishers to give you an ARC because we have no mechanism for an ARC. It's just too costly to have one. But I don't know about the rest if they get review copies ng existing published na out in the market na.
I don't think I've ever received a review copy from a local publisher. But I have received review copies from local offices of international publishers like Scholastic and Hatchet. But that's it, not from local publishers.
I've received a couple books from local publishers. One of them was Carajo's book, Deep Tragedies. But it wasn't a physical copy. It was a Kindle copy. So publishers have this prerogative to send free electronic copies by email. So they just provide you with the link and then you download that from Amazon. So, yeah. And for the other one, it was the prime issue of Philippine, yes, Philippine PGS, Philippine Genre Stories from Sir Kenneth. So what you can notice from this is that we should be from the very outset. I have this relationship with the publishers, like with Parjo. So I know him personally. But that's how you sell books. But that was because I previously reviewed his Kobayashi Maru of Love, which I should say is one of the most visited posts. I had a visitor coming to that post by Googling how to cope with being single. So there's a very large gulf between the local system and the system that is practiced by US especially now with the emergence of NetGalley. So they can netgalley.com. If you sign up there, you can ask for electronic galleys, which you can download to your Kindle or PC.
Yes, Sasha.
No. I get a couple of books by Filipino authors from local bookstores. Pero most of the time, binibili ko. Carl ulit. Dumilang ng isang last. So yun, out of consideration na rin with the system, with the culture na rin. Yeah, you want to read a Filipino author, and you know, unfortunately, very, very few local publishing houses will send out arcs, or plus may chance ang reading comics. So yun, just help out with yung environment. Tapos, ang perk nun, a lot of students go online. What does The Virgin by Karima Bolotan mean? That is one of my highest posts. Because I just posted a quote from Karima Bolotan way back from that short story. Kasi ang dami-dami pumunta. What is the symbolism found in the short story? Why is Miss Harris gonna? So that's an unseen person. You look for students trying to cheat.
How upstanding.
Sorry, I forgot pala nga. I did get review copies pala, like one I requested from Honey when she was still working for her other company. I also got one from Carl, kasi Carl knows me. And then...
Pinabili mo?
Ha?
Bakit ako pinabili mo?
Local publishing is all about relationships.
Nagbayad din ako, binili ko din.
Strong relationship niya kay Charles, tsaka kay Aldrin.
Lalaki daw kami, bakit?
Oy, binili ko rin
And then, there's also some self-publishers who do send me. Like right now, I got the ebook ni David Ontiveros, but it's a friend who owns a company, so asking me to help promote the book. So yun, I got the review copy, and then there's this also like horrible book na POD. Sige, nireview ko na, but yun nga. So it's this is years before, but no. So there are small self-published but if you're talking about like the big names, the big publishers here,
they don't. Yeah.
No.
I've gotten review copies from Mina, but she's a self-published author, not from Summit directly, not her publishing.
Okay, I think Carl here wants to say something. Not for his own defense, but just to say something about local publishing. Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Short na,
Just 5 minutes.
Sure. It's as Charles explained, limited print runs, but it's starting to sound like si Carl, inabutan ako ng libro, ganon, but I used to represent USC Publishing House, and it was one of my initiatives to reach out to bloggers and to try to get books to the bloggers because I felt like local publishing does not recognize bloggers enough. So I was trying to do that, and then natigil yung time ko sa UST, so I moved to UP, and that was where it's very difficult to convince people to. It's very difficult to convince publishing institutions that bloggers are important.
Yes.
At this point, so yun. So it becomes this challenge of, well, magkano ba yung isang copy ng libro? Magkano ba kikitain natin pag binigyan natin yung blogger na yan? When they think you should just give it to the broadsheets and then leave it. So
Broadsheet?